Right now in crypto, there are really two massive stories that are just sucking up all the oxygen in the room. In one corner, you've got this absolute explosion in decentralized AI, this idea of building a truly global open source intelligence. And in the other corner, you have this relentless drive for pure blockchain speed and scale, trying to finally crack that trilemma. So that's the big question we're tackling today, right? What's the better bet in the long run? Is it a permissionless, worldwide brain like Bittensor is building? Or is it the raw, unadulterated speed of a transactional network, which is exactly what Kaspa is all about? Well, today we're putting these two deep tech titans in the ring to find out. All right, here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll dive deep into Bittensor and its mission to build that decentralized brain. Then, we'll switch gears and look at Kaspa's whole new approach to speed. After that, it's time for the head-to-head showdown. And finally, we'll wrap up by looking at what the future holds for both, the potential and, of course, the risks. Okay, first up, Bittensor. And you've got to understand, the vision here isn't just about making another cool AI chatbot. It's way bigger. They are building a global, open marketplace where machine intelligence itself is the product. So think of it as the complete opposite of the closed-off systems from Google or OpenAI. This is a place where literally anyone can plug in, contribute, and get paid for it. So what does a decentralized AI network actually look like in practice? Well, it's a protocol that lets anyone, anywhere, connect their own AI model to the network. And once they're on, these models start competing with each other in a peer-to-peer market. Now here's the kicker. They get paid in the network's token, TAO, based on how valuable and how high quality their intelligence is. This whole setup is designed to spark this incredible explosion of AI development, with everyone trying to build the best model for their specific niche. So how does this whole thing not just fall apart into chaos? Well, it's all thanks to this really clever continuous loop. You have miners who are the ones actually providing the AI models. Then you have validators who stake TAO to get the job of checking the work of those models to make sure they're actually useful. Subnet owners act like referees, setting the rules for each specific task. And it all comes together because the best performing models are in the most TAO, which creates this powerful, self-improving cycle. Okay, and this is where it gets really, really cool. The secret weapon for Bittensor is its subnet architecture. Instead of trying to build one giant, know-it-all AI, think of Bittensor more like a university campus. It's got tons of different departments, or subnets, and each one is a hyper-specialized expert in its own field. This lets the network get incredibly good at a ton of different things at once, creating a way more dynamic and competitive AI market than any single company could ever hope to build.
And this isn't just some theory on a whiteboard. It's already happening. I mean, look at the diversity here. You've got Sports Tensor, which is doing sports predictions for platforms like Polymarket. You've got Ridges AI, which is focused completely on generating computer code. There's even Nova, which is tackling super complex molecular modeling for science. It's a living, breathing ecosystem of specialized intelligence. So, what's the fuel that powers this whole ecosystem? It's the TAO token. Every single day, the network mints 7,200 TAO and distributes it to the participants. This reward is the core incentive. It's what gets miners to bring their best AI models to the table and what gets validators to do the hard work of honestly judging them. This is the economic heartbeat of the entire system.
And if that economic model sounds a little familiar, well, it should. They took a page directly from Bitcoin's playbook. There is a hard cap of 21 million TAO tokens. That's it. There will never be more.
And just like Bitcoin, it has a halving every 4 years that slashes those daily rewards in half. It's a predictable economic model that's all about creating scarcity and rewarding the early believers. Okay, let's slam on the brakes and completely switch gears now. We're moving from a project building a new what to a project obsessed with building a new how. We're talking about Kaspa, a project that is laser focused on one single goal: being the fastest, most scalable blockchain on the planet without sacrificing security or decentralization.
Now, to really get Kaspa, you have to understand this one simple but massive innovation. A traditional blockchain is like a single-lane road. Only one block can be added at a time. If two miners find a block at the same time, one gets thrown away, wasting a ton of energy and creating a hard speed limit. Kaspa's BlockDAG, on the other hand, is like a massive multi-lane superhighway. It can process blocks in parallel and weaves them all together. Nothing gets wasted, which means it can handle an insane amount of traffic. So how do you manage all the traffic on that superhighway without it turning into total chaos? That's where the GhostDAG protocol comes in. It's the set of traffic rules that lets all those parallel blocks exist together and puts them in a secure order. This is Kaspa's secret sauce. It's what lets them have mind-bending speed while still keeping the rock-solid, battle-tested security of proof of work. And when we say fast, we mean wow. Just look at these numbers. Bitcoin produces a block about every 10 minutes. Kaspa is already cranking out 10 blocks every single second. And they're not stopping there. The goal is to get that up to 100 blocks per second or more. We're talking about a completely different universe of speed here, perfect for things like gaming or payments that need to be instant.
And Kaspa's journey has been one of pure heads-down technical execution. You gotta love this. It had a completely fair launch back in 2021. No pre-mine for insiders, no ICOs, no VCs, just a pure community-first distribution. Since then, they've rewritten their entire code in Rust for a massive performance boost, and the next big thing on the horizon is the DAG-Knight upgrade, which is designed to make confirmations practically instantaneously. Okay, so we've met our two contenders. We know what makes them tick. Now it's time for the main event. Let's put them in the ring, side by side, and see how they really stack up. This table really lays it all bare. You can see they are just built differently, right down to their DNA. Bittensor is creating a whole new digital commodity, intelligence. Its value comes from its ecosystem of AI services, and its consensus is even called proof of learning, because it rewards useful computation, not just raw power. Kaspa, on the other hand, is all about perfecting a known model. It wants to be the fastest, most efficient settlement layer for any transaction. And you see that in their roadmaps too. Bittensor already has smart contracts to plug into DeFi, while for Kaspa, that's a goal for after they've perfected their core speed.
So where does that leave us? Both of these projects are swinging for the fences, but they're facing completely different paths and completely different challenges on the road ahead. For Bittensor, the upside is huge, as they add more and more subnets for different AI tasks and plug deeper into the world of DeFi. The sky's the limit. But its biggest risk, well, it actually comes from the inside. They're building this incredibly complex economic machine. If they don't get the incentives just right, there's a risk the system could be gamed, and the quality of intelligence on the network could suffer. And that, well, that's their whole reason for being.
Kaspa's future is pretty much all about hitting those technical milestones. The DAG-Knight upgrade is going to be a massive deal, and if they ever roll out smart contracts, that's a total game changer. Its biggest threats, though, are all external.
It is in an absolute knife fight with every other fast Layer 1 and Layer 2 solution out there. Everyone from Solana to Arbitrum wants to be crowned the king of speed. And that's what we're left with. You've got two absolute beasts taking two radically different shots at changing the future. One is building the brain, the other is building the central nervous system. And as the worlds of AI and decentralized finance get closer and closer, you just have to wonder, will one of these paths eventually win out and dominate? Or is the future big enough for both of them to coexist and thrive?